Have you ever wondered what true love actually feels like? Not the kind you see in movies, not the kind social media constantly sells, not the intense obsession that keeps you awake at night. Real love, the kind that lasts, the kind that transforms people. The kind that very few people ever experience. Today, we're going to talk about what true love really feels like, why most people mistake it for something else, and why so many relationships fail before they ever reach it. Let's begin. Most people think love starts with fireworks, butterflies in your stomach, constant excitement, inability to stop thinking about someone, the rush of dopamine every time they text you, and while those feelings are powerful, they're not actually love. They're attraction, their chemistry, their infatuation. In many cases, they're simply your brain responding to novelty and desire. Real love begins where those feelings end, and that's exactly why most people never experience it, because they leave the relationship the moment the excitement fades. Think about it. The beginning of almost every relationship feels magical. You overlook flaws. Everything feels effortless. You want to spend every second together, but eventually reality arrives. You start seeing imperfections, arguments happen, disappointments occur, the mystery disappears. This is the stage where many people assume they've fallen out of love. But the truth is something very different. Love hasn't disappeared. It hasn't even started yet. Because true love isn't about how someone makes you feel when everything is perfect. It's about how you choose to treat them when things aren't. True love feels safe, not boring. Safe. There's a difference. You don't constantly wonder where you stand. You don't spend every day trying to earn someone's attention. You don't feel anxious every time they take longer than usual to reply. Instead, you feel secure. You know they're there. You know they're committed. You know they're choosing you. And that sense of certainty creates peace. The problem is that many people have become addicted to emotional chaos. They confuse anxiety with passion. They confuse uncertainty with excitement. They confuse emotional highs and lows with love. But genuine love doesn't feel like a roller coaster. It feels like coming home. Another thing true love feels like is acceptance. Not because your partner is perfect, but because both of you understand that nobody is. True love doesn't require perfection. It requires understanding. You see each other's flaws, the weaknesses, the mistakes, the insecurities, and despite all of it, you continue choosing one another, not because you're blind to reality, but because you've accepted reality. And that's far more powerful. True love also feels remarkably ordinary. That may sound disappointing, but it's one of the greatest secrets nobody talks about. Real love is often found in the small moments. What? Making coffee together, checking if they got home safely, listening when they're stressed, supporting their goals, sitting quietly in the same room without needing constant entertainment. These moments aren't dramatic enough for movies, but they're often where the deepest forms of love exist. Because love is less about grand gestures and more about daily consistency. It's not what someone does once, it's what they continue doing over time. And perhaps that's why so few people ever experience true love. Most people chase feelings. Very few build commitment. Most people want the rewards of love. Very few accept the responsibilities that come with it. True love requires patience, sacrifice, forgiveness, humility, and above all, maturity. It demands that two imperfect people continue choosing each other long after the excitement fade. That's not easy. In fact, it's one of the hardest things a human being can do, but it's also one of the most meaningful, because eventually attraction fades, beauty changes, circumstances shift, life becomes difficult. And when all of that happens, only something deeper remains. True love, a conscious decision, repeated every day, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. So if you've been searching for love, remember this. Don't look for the person who gives you the strongest butterflies. Look for the person who gives you the deepest peace. Don't look for perfection. Look for consistency. Don't chase excitement. Build trust. Because true love isn't found in intensity, it's found in stability. And while almost nobody experiences it, those who do discover something priceless. Not just a partner, but a companion for life's journey. Someone who stands beside them through victories, failures, joy, pain, growth, and change. Someone who stays. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Tell me in the comments, what do you think true love feels like? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And remember this Stoic lesson before you go. Love is not something that happens to you. It is something you practice. The strongest relationships are not built by finding the perfect person. They are built by becoming the kind of person capable of loving deeply, honestly, and consistently. Control what you can. Control your character, your actions, your commitment, and leave the rest to time. Stay strong, stay patient, and keep growing.